Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for joining me and thank you for hanging around. It's been a long day today. And I am ready to bring my next speaker. Who is my next speaker? My next speaker is coming to us all the way from Sacramento. And she happens to be my friend, my very good friend, as a matter of fact. I'm talking about LaWanna Parker. LaWanna Parker today will be gracing us and imparting the courage to live your dream. It's about stepping out from the depths of depression to become a survivor. It's about providing you with the 5 steps to freedom and courage. Please help me bring my friend, LaWanna Parker. LaWanna, are you there? Oh, something I can't hear. Oh, okay, hold on.
Okay, there.
Okay, now
Good
I
to
can hear
see
you.
you.
All right. Thank you for taking the time to join us today. As I was talking about the introduction, you're going to be talking about the courage to live your dream. So take it away, LaWanna.
Well, thank you, and good afternoon to you and everyone. This is a great pleasure to be here on your Rock Your Brilliance Summit. And as you know, Christy, I do like to rock my brilliance.
Thank you so much.
I do have a story to tell. Have you ever thought about what it's like to start over as a seasons? As a woman, we start out as a daughter, a wife, a mother, and all those other little titles that fall in between. We go through those ups and downs of taking care of a family and sometimes friends as well, and being all things to everyone. For those that we love, we're getting lost and forgetting about our own dreams. But during my 70 plus years of life, I have identified my own seasons, my personal spicy seasons that have determined who I am, who I was, and who I hope to be in the future. The seasons that make up my recipe for me, starting with number one, is assess. It became necessary for me to assess who I was, to recognize where I was at that moment, and I didn't like what I saw. Uh, all my life, I had to be the strong one, but now all of a sudden, I was not so strong. I needed help and someone's shoulder to lean on, and I had nowhere to turn because in my life, it was me people turned to and leaned on. So there I was. I couldn't let others know. I couldn't admit that I was needing help. I kind of had to stay strong and keep that smile on my face and move along as if nothing was bothering me. But I wanted something. I wanted to do something with my life. I wanted to be something other than the empty person that I thought I had become. And that meant I had to make a change, and that meant stepping away from the woman I had become. So now the second season was that I had to accept. I had to take a look at myself and accept myself spiritually, mentally, and physically. This required hard work because I believe in God. After all, He had given me my 4 sons. But my spirituality was tested when He called my first son to come home, and I was devastated. All of a sudden, I lost all desire for doing any of the activities that I was so excited about before. Working with young ladies, I put them in fashion shows and in beauty pageants, and I took them around and promoted them. I was excited. I loved doing that. But with the loss of my son, that went away. I wanted to hate God because He took my son home. But someone helped me to remember all the things that He had done for me, the many blessings. And my son was a blessing for me. So the reality of what I accepted was that my son had been here, served the purpose that he was here for, and it was time for him to go home. He's still here in my heart. I see him quite often in things that go on around me, because this was a young man who was well loved. All the kids respected him. He had set goals for what he wanted to do in his life, and all of a sudden he was gone. Then, as if that wasn't bad enough, I ended up finding myself downsized. Oh boy, is that ever a thing that you don't want to have happen to you? But it happened to me. And that seemed to trigger it, all the negative things that could possibly happen. I mean, if there was a chance it could happen, it happened to me. And I didn't know what to do. Now I'm mentally depressed because it's horrific to suddenly realize that your life is changing. There's You don't know where to turn. You go out, you look for things, and you suddenly realize that people look at you different when they find out your age. And that was me. But then I met a woman who was full of energy and excitement and enthusiasm, and she invited me to attend one of her workshops, and it just seemed like when I got there, there were other women I discovered who were going through the same thing that I was going through, but they were handling it differently because they were a group. They were having problems, but they weren't afraid to talk about them. They weren't afraid to ask what should they do, and they were contagious. So after going to several of those events, I really enjoyed being around them because it took me out of me. It took me away from all the feeling sorry for myself, and I had to step out and learn some things, and I really enjoyed it. I that was that was great. They laughed, they joked, they planned their futures, and I wanted to be that person. I wanted to be what they were becoming. So that meant, along with these changes that I was beginning to implement, I would have to accept me, to love me and love my body, and accept the fact that I was no longer that cute little size 10 body that I was so proud of in the past. But that's okay because I'm healthy and I'm in control of all of my faculties. Now, my third season was to embrace the changes, embrace the fact that I was going to have to clean house, so to speak. I had to take a good look at the people, places, and things in my life. It also meant letting go of the past, to stop romancing the pain and the negative self-talk. It meant releasing, let go, let God, and please don't look back. There's nothing I can do about what has already happened. So now I'm at my fourth season, which is courage. Now here's the one that's really, really scary because now I'm looking at what I need to do, and there are things I've never done before, and I'm at an age where I'm thinking, um, is it really worth it? Do I really have what it takes to do any of these things? I mean, I was thinking all kind of negative stuff there, but you know what? The courage to start over might be hard, but it's the thing that you need to do to step out of yourself. What I had to do was, even though I was afraid and feared the rejection, all those little negative things, it was necessary for me to step out. And that's what I did. I started looking at my life differently and trying to make plans for what I really wanted to do. And you know what I discovered? That fifth and final spicy season, which is survival. I am a survivor. There are things I wanted to do, and I knew I could do it. I just had to get out there and do it. So as much as I was afraid to step out there, I went ahead and did it anyway because I knew I had a lot to offer people. I know that there are people who are out there waiting and depending on me. And so it's selfish on my part to sit around feeling sorry for myself and thinking only of me. I needed to get out and start doing something for others. And so those are my seasons of, of life, as I call them: assessing myself, accepting who I am, embracing the changes that I made, the courage to take action, and recognizing that I am a survivor and I can make a difference. So after being around for 70 plus years, I sit before you strong, proud, and ready to take on the world if necessary. I've got my hands open to accept whatever good that life has to offer me because I know it's out there. And that is what I do. That is how I can help you, because I can help. What I do is I help people who want to make big changes in their life or who want to achieve massive results. And I help them break down their goals into simple steps that are easy to follow, and I keep them on track until they've achieved the result that they're looking for. I look at their goals and the challenges that they're facing and the opportunities that they might be missing, because sometimes we're so stuck in ourselves and what's going wrong in our life that we don't see what's right there in front of us. And so I help them in that area. I also help them in uncovering those hidden problems that might be sabotaging their desired result. We tend to be sometimes our biggest saboteurs for not being able to accomplish what we want. Uh, Once we've done that, then we start creating an action plan. And with that action plan, we implement it together so that the individual finally gets to see the results that they've been looking for but unable to find. And of course, we address those challenges that come up along the way. During our time together, we will create a crystal clear vision for whatever the ultimate success is that they are looking for. Uh, Uncover some of those hidden challenges that may be standing in their way. And when you leave the program, or when they leave the program, they leave feeling renewed, re-energized, and inspired to get the results faster and easier than ever before or ever thought possible. It's all up to them, of course, because nothing works if they're not willing to put 100% into it. I can work with you and show you what to do, but if you're not willing to take those necessary steps and do what's needed, it's all for nothing. Now, if you're someone who's looking to make changes in their life, this might be a suitable place for you to start. Normally, I would charge $9.97 for this program, but since it's Christy who's asked me so nicely, the first 5 people to sign up, I offer it to you for $6.97. If you'd like to take advantage of this very special and very limited rapid change session, you can text me at 916-698-0839 with your name, email address, and the message, "Yes, I want in." And I'll set up an appointment with you. You can also go to my blog and learn more about me at www.lawannaspeaks.com. You can email me at LaWanna@lawannaspeaks.com. And remember, when you do this now, you're giving me the authority to put you on my email list. So don't be surprised when you get emails from me. But I promise I will not share that with anyone else. It will be strictly me. And I will not invade your privacy with a plethora of emails, only when there's something that I feel worth sharing with you out there. So that's my program. That's how I got to where I'm at. It's been a real challenge these last few years, as I was mentioning earlier, just finding out who I was, because I couldn't help anyone without knowing me. That turned out to be far more difficult than I ever imagined, because I thought I did know who I was. I thought I understood me perfectly, but no, there were some depths to me and some things in me that I hadn't even realized was there before. So, and I'm still a work in progress, but that's okay, because I've come a long way, and I willing and ready and able to help any of you out there who's looking for the changes in your life. It is a great uh, pleasure to speak with you today. And Christy, lady girl, it's been a pleasure talking with you on this show. Thank you for inviting me.
All right. Thank you so much, LaWanna. You know, LaWanna has been a very good friend of mine, and so I do
Hey,
appreciate you.
that
I
Marcia
appreciate,
out there.
I appreciate you so much. And I'm going to ask, see if anybody has